All right, so let's pick up here with part 2 on the stock valuation section. We left off in part 1 kind of going through the constant growth model and a basic, description about what each variable means and kind of how this model works. I want to pick up with talking about 2 more things, which is the dividends themselves and the 2 ways that you can make money from owning stock. So the dividends, what I want you guys to recognize is that the dividends, one dividend is linked to the next dividend. So we learned in the first part that this G variable is the constant growth rate in dividends. Okay? Well, this relationship right here, is actually always true regardless of whether or not the growth rate is constant. So the growth rate might be changing from one year to the next, which you'll see more of that in Finance 680 than you'll see in this class. But even if the growth rate is constant, it does not matter. As long as you know what the growth rate is, let me rephrase. Even if the growth rate is not constant, it does not matter. As long as you know what each growth rate is for each period, then you're fine. You can use this relationship. And the relationship is this. One dividend is just equal to the preceding dividend times 1 plus G. So D1 would be equal to D0 times 1 plus G. D2 would be equal to D1 times 1 plus G. D30 would be equal to D29 times 1 plus G, right? So this relationship is always true. The final thing I want to talk about to kind of close out this 2-part series on stock valuation is, just like we saw with bonds, there are 2 ways that you can make money when you own stock, right? When you have a bond, what are the 2 ways that you can make money? You can make money from the coupons and you can make money from the price change. Well, with stocks, it's actually extremely similar. Except instead of making money from the coupons, you're making money from those dividend payments. If the company pays dividends, not every company pays dividends. But the other component that you might even be more familiar with is through the price change, right? Everybody knows, to make money in stocks, you buy low and you sell high. Well, that is the price change. Now, formally put together, those 2 components are what build your required return. So your required return breaks down into your DY, which is your dividend yield, and the dividend yield is just equal to D1 divided by P0. That will be the dividend yield for the first year. If you're looking for the dividend yield for some other year, it's a little bit different. But you guys don't really need to worry about that just yet. I just want to get you started on the basic stuff. The dividend yield for the first year is D1 divided by P0. The CGY is exactly the same as we saw in the bond section. It's just going to be the new price minus the old price divided by the old price. So those are the 2 ways that you can make money from owning stocks. And you guys will, when you see me go through a couple problems in another one of the videos I'm going to put together, I think a lot of this stuff is going to make a lot more sense to you if it's a little bit hazy right now.